You're listening to Hump Day Radio. Three brothers, good music, real talk.
Don't touch that dial. Don't change the station.
Sam Fortune, DJ Johnny D, the one and only Bobo.
Now listen to me now. These boys got their thing together now. Now I tell you what now, that Johnny D come in shop now. Look here, I'ma listen to anybody shop like dressed like that, like me. I'm out there getting it. Guess I gotta do that again. They say you ain't understand a damn thing I said. It's Hump Day Radio, baby.
Baby, you walk right. You smile and you talk right. Baby, you move right. Everything you do is right.
And you can tell them you got that from your Uncle Pimp.
Hey, Hump Day Radio. Johnny D is back with you on one more round of good information.
Good information. I am here, guys. It's Sam Fortune. How you doing?
And the one and only Bobo. And yo, Sam, your man's in here.
Kalima Bay.
All right.
Look here. Every time I see you, I want to call you. You know what I call you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is my man. Just so that they know for sure.
Yeah, poker face.
Come on now.
Come on.
Hey. Hey.
And this is a return.
A return.
He's been with us before.
Hump Day family for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Enjoy every segment.
Righteous.
Word.
Okay, so Kalima called me the other day and was like, hey, you guys doing a show for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm sure we'll do something. And the conversation went as follows. He began to say to me,
No disrespect to Martin Luther King. He great man. He did some great things for us as a people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, when it comes to heroes, icons, we have to know what's all out there.
right.
A lot of times, when we dealing with the schools, for instance, the schools teach us a history about ourselves that's more docile.
Right.
They don't want you to know the greats. I mean, it's so much that we could be empowered by if we knew who the true heroes was. Not to say that Dr. Martin Luther King wasn't a hero, because he is a hero of mine. I mean, but I was telling Sam about a guy, Robert F. Williams, from right here in Monroe, North Carolina.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This is a powerful black man, and the things that he did, I'm going to tell you now, the March on Washington, that was because of Robert F. Williams.
Really?
Really. The story goes that, this is when let me tell you first what happened in Monroe.
Okay.
It was a case called the kissing case. It was two black boys. One of them was 6 and one of them was 12.
Mm-hmm.
And a white lady that remembered them from her father's place walked up on them, and she was happy to see him, and she kissed him.
Okay.
But these boys were charged. They were charged and put in jail. And
for her kissing them?
Yes. For you can look this case up.
Okay.
So a little white girl walked up on two black boys and kissed the black boys. Now, how old were the black boys at the time? 6 and 7 at the time?
6 and 12.
6
and 12?
Yes. A case was brung up on them, and they were put in jail.
How do you jail a 6-year-old?
Well, we talking about a time when we wasn't valuable.
What year was this? Do you remember this?
It was in the 60s.
Wow.
That just goes to show we ain't really
that far removed from this.
Yeah. We're not that far removed from any of it.
I gotta look this case up.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's called the kissing case.
Okay, so what did Robert have to do with this case?
With Robert, he got together with other black men and women in the city of Monroe. And anyway, to make a long story short, got the boys removed. Well, Monroe at the time was like the biggest KKK place in this part of the East.
Okay.
You know, so this was like the headquarters.
Okay.
So the Klan came in, and the Klan started killing. They started raping the black women. And Robert, you know, at the time, Dr. King was, you know, he was like, we have to approach this in a non-violent way, you know. So Robert did this, but that didn't stop. Now, Robert was a military man, too.
Okay.
Well. He went and fought for this country.
Okay.
So what he decided to do was arm the black people in his community.
Hey.
Teach them how to use the weapon.
In military tactics.
Military tactics. Pretty much was like, okay, we tried it your way, Dr. King. We tried it your way.
Didn't work.
But the only way to meet violence is with violence.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what he did. And in doing that, it was a white couple that came down the road that he lived on. And the black people, I'm kind of speeding the story up.
Okay.
The black people took them out of the car, bring them up to Robert's doorstep, and said, we should kill them, you know, because they were coming through with their racial slurs, talking about,
right.
You know, so they
had flags on the car.
Yeah, pretty much. And they took him out. Anyway, Robert was charged with kidnapping, but he stood his ground. He ended up, you know, going to Cuba. That's where he was at. From Cuba, he went to China. From China, he went to Africa. And all these places, I don't want to spoil it for you because you when you look this man up and you see what greatness he did, you know, when he was in Cuba, Fidel Castro was his man. You know,
he was.
This was his man.
Okay.
And Fidel gave him a 45 and told him he's safe, but always protect yourself at all times.
Right.
You know,
because the enemy's everywhere.
The enemy's everywhere. And from there, he started a radio show, and it was broadcasted in the USA. And this is how he was telling them they had to march on Washington. You must march on Washington, and if they come at you with violence, you meet them with violence. We're going to shut Washington down, lay on the airstrip, lay on the road. We shut Washington down.
Right.
And what happened was the president at the time got in touch with the black preachers. Martin Luther King was one of them.
Okay.
And with Robert being over there, they really didn't have nobody to lead this. So that's when they put him
in charge of putting it all together.
King. And it became a non-violent protest. But Robert F. Williams was the one who started it.
Right. He planted the seed and said, we need to do this and let's go here. But his mission was different. And to me, it sounded like he more was in the mindset, the catalyst, and it had the mindset of Malcolm X.
Malcolm got a lot of information from Robert.
Yeah.
The 10-point system that the Black Panthers had. You know, a lot of people don't. I heard you guys talking about a lot of people didn't know that social services started with the Black Panthers. Well, they got that from Robert F. Williams. He wrote a book called Nigger with a Gun. And that's where he mapped that out. Mm-hmm. And Huey was in jail and read the book. That's what started the Black Panthers. Robert F. Williams. All this North Carolina history.
Wow.
You know, and I mean, there's so many greats, you know, that we don't know about because we don't seek the information. I mean, I am Hotep. I'm a conscious brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm gonna do my research. I'm not gonna just tell nobody nothing. I'm making my business.
Right. So you give out valid information.
Exactly. And this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, okay, this overtone might be a little bit heavy for some listeners, but I'm just gonna say it like this. How in the world can your enemy educate your children? You know, I'm just going. We got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And they using the same they using the same textbooks that we had when we were kids.
Good, yeah.
I seen my
miseducation.
Kids. Yeah, very much so.
We just talked about that.
Yeah.
We have to educate our own. And I know you guys had Dr. Umar on here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I follow Umar. You know, I follow Umar and everything. I mean, Umar is a great, great man. You know, things that he talk about been needed to be talked about.
Right.
I was telling Sam about how they used to make these diagnoses, you know, drapetomania. This is actually a diagnosis that was given to runaway slaves.
It was, yeah. When I looked it up, it was something about, it was what a slave had if they ran
away and wanted to be free.
If you want the desire to be free.
Yeah.
So I say I suffer from drapetomania every day.
Every day,
you know, because that's what I want. Yahoo, you know, I want freedom, you know, not this made up freedom that we, you know, got the blinders on thinking that it is what it is when it ain't, you know.
Yeah.
But it's so much with us, you know, but the most important thing is that we have to re-educate ourselves.
We do, but I think, and I've said it before, it starts with taking back our streets and our community. And it starts with the Panthers had the right idea. We need to police our own.
Yes.
We need brothers on posts, on our own blocks. It's safe passage to go to school, to come back, for the women and children to go. And it's going to take the men to stand up and say enough's enough. You talk to the little gangbangers, say, listen, the dope boys, this is what's going to happen. This got to stop. Here. It's got to stop. Now, if you want to permit the drug traffic and all this, you designate an area and say, hey, these 5 blocks is what y'all do. People still gonna get high and do what they want to do. You know, you may face less resistance, I think, doing it like that. But say, go here. You can do what you want to do over there. But over here, no issues going on.
Yeah, I can agree with you. But the reason why I say education is the key, you know, because we gotta look at it for what it is now. What is being taught, you know. Not just in the schools, you know, we talking about entertainment, the media on the whole, you know, this stuff is being taught. A lot of parents don't teach their kids. They sit them in front of a television and let the television teach them, you know, and music, everything that goes in, you know. I like to say that, like, television, radio, that's a one-way form of communication. It's always just giving. You can't give back. You can't put your opinion into a show, you know. So we gotta look at it for what it is. Entertainment, you know. Entertainment. If when you break down the word, you know, enter, that means to go into. Tame, you know, that's like to tame somebody. You know, like a lion can be tamed, a dog and mint.
Yeah,
you know. That's that's something that happens when you accomplish something. So when you put them all together, you know, it's basically to enter the mind of people and tame them. It's so deep.
It's media programming. That's why it's called programming.
Yeah, programming and brainwashing. Yeah. When we use these words, you got to see where it came from. It's so much that we don't know because we ain't really trying to know.
Oh yeah,
we ain't really trying to know.
But like you said, if we are a sum total of everything we've ever seen, heard, or done, which means if all your information is inputted in is negative and preaching, turning up and wilding out and getting high and strippers and all this, that's what you become.
Yeah.
You know, if I got a glass halfway full of water, if I keep putting clean water in there, the water's gonna stay clean. If I keep putting dirty water in there, eventually the water's gonna turn brown, it's gonna overfill, and all that's left is dirty water. That's how the mind is. If you got more negative images and negative thoughts coming into your body and your mind than positive, what do you think is going to happen to that person? And that's what happened to the young people.
Exactly.
They lost.
Yeah.
The first one to the mind is the winner. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
You know, that's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
The first one to the mind is the winner. And they have all the resources to enter the mind.
But what you're saying, until we own something and can control our media and control those images and what our people and kids are seeing, it's nothing can get accomplished.
Exactly.
I mean, it can't. Do you know 6 companies own 95% of the television, radio, and newspaper, print ads, everything? 6 companies.
Yes.
You don't think it's a narrative that's being presented?
I know this. The sad thing about it is one race of people that owns this.
Yeah.
You know, I keep it real. It's the
It's white folks. It's okay.
It's
to
the
say
Oscar. It ain't just white folks.
Yeah,
It's
Jews.
Jews.
Yeah.
Akanowskis. You know, the so-called Jew. You know,
Okay.
I'm just keeping it real. You know, because we know the truth. You know, it's real Jews and it's the so-called Jew.
Hey, you know, I saw a sign somebody posted on Facebook and said, how come you don't, it was a white guy holding this big sign, and it said something like, why don't you ever see slave movies where Jews own slaves?
Because they own the media.
They own the movies. They own the movie companies, and they want to create the image of white people owning black people so that the rift stays between black people and white people.
Exactly. And the truth of the matter is they became rich
through slave trade. That's what it said in the fine print. It showed that Jews have been behind
the scene
pretty
the whole
much
time.
Everything that had to do with the slave trade.
Yeah.
They owned the ships that brought the slaves.
Yes. Yeah.
It was some heavy stuff. And you know, when you start talking like that, dude, people get mad because they don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear the truth.
They don't want to hear the truth, dude.
But see, let me. I got to go back to something that you said a long, long time ago. There is a long history. There's the civil rights movement. There's also this underlying, I guess it's hidden truth of how the civil rights movement was helped by a nigga with a gun.
Exactly.
There would be no civil rights movement if there wasn't a nigga with a gun. I think there's a book or someone wrote something about that.
Yeah, Robert F. Williams.
You know, so I mean, like you said, they always want to show you the image of peacefulness. You know, of course they'll give you your Nat Turner. Just a little.
They gave us that term.
Yeah, they didn't give. Yeah, they gave them
it to the forefront.
They gave it. It's out there. You know, they gave them, and still they still kind of want to water that one on down. Harriet Tubman, they want to water it on down. You know what I'm saying? They didn't giving you, the real. Exactly. You know,
Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, when they start, when they start talking about, because we getting ready to be in February.
Black History.
All of a sudden, it's Black History Month. First thing they started talking about
George Washington Carver.
Yeah, that, or either you coming off the slave ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, the thing about it is, our history didn't start coming off a slave ship.
No,
y'all interrupted our history. Our history is still being going. You know what I'm saying? Y'all came in and stopped. We were creating great things. Y'all came to us. And we showed y'all how to do stuff.
Everything from religion.
Exactly.
I mean,
universities, you name it.
Yeah. I mean, you go to Kemet, what they call Egypt.
Right.
Egypt, and you go into these pyramids. There you got the Bible there, the Quran there, on these walls.
Yeah.
You got all these things on these walls. The only difference is our ancestors, we literally loved our women.
Yeah.
We loved our women, and that's the only difference. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you got to look at it for what it is. I mean, the story of Asa, Aset, Haru.
That's all the story of the Bible. Yeah,
exactly. That's the story of the Bible. But you see,
Cain and Abel,
they took the woman out.
Yeah.
They took the woman out.
Yeah.
But it's the same story. You know what I'm saying? It's the same story. But I say we gave them culture. We gave them everything, and they took it, flipped it on us.
And sold it back to us.
And gave it back to us.
No, they sold it back to us.
Okay.
They didn't give it to us. They sold it back to us.
I saw the guy on one documentary, Hidden Colors, saying that the white man showed up to Africa with the Bible, and the black man had the land.
John Henry Clark, I do believe,
and said, "Get on your knees, close your eyes, and pray." And when he opened his eyes, the white man had the land, and the black man had the Bible.
Exactly. I mean, make it look like that we just sat back and held hands and prayed. Nah, I mean, to stop slavery. I mean, slavery stopped because our brothers and sisters in Haiti, first and foremost, Bookman, Dewey. And these brothers and sisters, what I'm saying, they went to war. That's how Haiti, that's the reason why today Haiti is one of the only all black nations in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Because once they got their freedom, they was like, you ain't bringing those ships through here.
Right.
You not bringing them ships through here. If you do, you're dead. Bottom line, you're dead.
But because of that, that's why they have been cut off from a lot of the world and can't do a lot. Like, oh, that's what y'all want to do? Okay, well, we'll show you what.
But they got their freedom.
They got their freedom. That's
the heaviest thing. We're going to wrap this thing up, man. Look, we got to stop letting them pick our icons. Exactly. We got to dig deeper to find the true icons. The ones that they don't tell you nothing about. You got to look for them for yourself, because if you depend on them to show them to you.
Oh, and they know about them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They know.
But you know what? We got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to keep posting and talking about it and getting the information out, because more brothers and sisters and people, period, are waking up because of this social media, and they're seeing the light of day, and they're finding out. More people are getting educated now about true black history and about this country and about what's going on in the world than ever. Yeah. We're now so connected, so we keep doing our part, educating these folks.
But look, let me say this. Let me end it with this right here. To this day, they're still digging stuff. They're still digging. And the more they dig, the more they find of us. So that right there goes to show you what we have done. Man, it's Hump Day Radio. Farewell, my love. Farewell, my love. Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts, y'all. At least that's the way the story goes, y'all. Now Frankie bought everything for Johnny.
This is Johnny D.
I'm Sam Fortune.
And the one and only Bobo.
Keep up with us at WordPress,
Hump Day Radio,
Facebook,
Hump Day Radio,
YouTube,
Hump Day Radio,
or just Google
Hump Day Radio.
I mean, really, it's that simple.
And said, I wouldn't tell you no lie, girl. But I saw your man riding in that Cadillac with a chick named Nellie Bly. Oh, he was a man, all right. Let me tell you, he was doing you wrong. Lord, let me tell the story.
Some people don't want you to say this. Some people don't want you to say that. Some people think if you mention some things, they might happen. Some people are really fucking stupid.
If what you just heard hurt your damn feelings, I recommend you come back so we can keep pounding on you. Hump Day Radio.